Yeah, let's start this bitch. Hey guys, Bloody Rootz episode number 19.
Woo! We're back.
We're back. How you feeling?
Pretty good, dude. Yeah, it's quite the process that we go through to do these episodes and like maneuver stuff. People don't realize like when we put out you see the finished product
Yeah.
or somewhat finished product, right? But yeah, no, it's quite the process to fucking do a podcast.
It's like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, dude.
It tastes
How was
good,
that?
but they do a whole lot of bullshit to that Coke can. You can clean steel with it, just,
Yeah, dude.
just think about it.
Nah, dude. It's been fun, dude, recording the podcast
Fuck yes.
and stressful at the same time.
Fuck yes. I'm gonna dive right into this, man.
Go for it, dude.
So like there's obviously the mainstream media, what you hear in the mainstream media. And I don't want to sound like Andrew Tate or Donald Trump and shit, but like you heard about what happened with the whole acid situation, right? In Ohio and
Arizona.
Arizona. Like what's your input on that?
Well, from what I understood with what happened in Arizona, it wasn't as hazardous as the situation that happened in Ohio. In Arizona, it was nitric acid, I think.
Okay.
So it was like some orange stuff coming out of like one of those semis, right? That's carrying the
tankers.
the tank.
Yeah.
And the one in Ohio was, you said it was a trail derailment, or what happened?
Yeah, I think it was like a bunch of trains. They had like, well, they were like tankers too, right? But they were like on the train. And yeah, I think it was like an epic fucking crash, and it just fucking
Just all
acid
hell broke
everywhere,
loose.
dude.
But when that happened, I think I haven't really read into everything and the stuff that's going on, like say with their government there, like the people running that area of Ohio.
Yeah.
And how they're handling the situation, like with a spill like that.
Oh, dude, people are like not living in their homes right now.
Also, they evacuated.
Like I think there's like I forgot what you call it, but moral stories that they have like the people from that area kind of evacuating the area because it's just a hazardous zone right now.
Fuck.
You know what I was thinking though, dude? Like, I know like I'm a total conspiracy theorist, which kind of always have been, but like, what a coincidence, dude, that this whole Chinese balloon bullshit happened like a week or two ago, and now there's like a fucking, there's a fucking acid leak and all this bullshit. Like, I mean, you got to think about it. What better way to fucking jeopardize a country than hitting them internally, without even any sort of warfare? Like, it's a strand of chemical warfare. I think, like, you just never know, man.
So, what is this something that you thought like when this happened, or you kind of have been hearing people talk about it?
No, I just thought about it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's good, and
you gotta question shit, dude. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's a derailment. Oh, fuck. Like, nah, dude. It's like that one movie, Super 8. Maybe I watched too much movies. I think it was called Super 8, where the train carrying the fucking they're like outer space fucking chemical or whatever, and it crashes, it derails. Next thing you know, dude, those fucking those powers, like the people get the powers. And I might be mixing the movies up, man, because there's a movie. It's like a bunch of teenagers and shit, and the teenagers like they get a hold of that product, and it gives them like the powers and shit. And then there's another one where it's like an asteroid that hit, and then they get the powers. So I don't know which one it is, but
you lose me with like when it's
each time more and more, right?
Yeah, no, but those movies I had never seen them.
Really, dude, they're fucking epic.
Yeah,
but I know they're just movies. But this is more realistic scene right here. This is a realistic scenario where the Chinese, dude, from what I understand, from what I've been reading and watching the news, which it's really hard to believe anything on the news because it could mainly be propaganda, but
yeah.
like you got to kind of piece it together. I just feel like simply China could be trying to fuck some shit up inside, dude. I work in a refinery, dude. Refineries are number one targets for terrorists because, dude, like you knock out a refinery, bro, and you knock down like 3-4 towns surrounding it.
Because of the chemicals, all the
Dude, it is like a
Hazardous.
fucking big nuclear bomb. If dude, think about it. The derailment, the chemicals that they had, that's all in the refinery. There's a whole unit filled with it. There's a whole fucking like
So
a whole
those,
community filled with product like that.
so these trains and these tankers, all that type of shit, that's normally stuff that's going to and back and forth from refineries.
From refineries, petrochemical plants. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, who's to say that China didn't fucking jeopardize that train? And this is just conspiracy theory, dude. I don't want to fucking make you believe it, but if you believe it, then that just tells you something, bro. But I'm just saying, like, dude, it wouldn't be the first time, dude. The barbarians, they fucking infiltrated the Roman Empire from inside and ruined it. 1,000-year-old empire. The barbarians is what they call them, right? A barbarian. What do you think about when you think about a barbarian? You think about a fucking
They don't
idiot.
give a fuck. They're just
rugged, stupid.
just here to fuck shit up. Yeah.
Yeah, fuckers, right?
Yeah.
Well, dude, guess what? Those barbarians fucked up the greatest empire the world's ever seen. Well, one of the greatest ones that the world's ever seen by infiltrating it, by ruining shit within. Now, obviously, the U.S. could do that to itself already with the politics and all that. But, like, when you start looking at it through, like, physical activity, like, something like that, dude, you start displacing Ohio residents, and then you start creating a dangerous atmosphere for them to live in. I mean, they're saying that this Ohio shit, and, this is what my wife was telling me because she's on TikTok, and TikTok is, Chinese. But, you know what I'm saying? Propaganda, I get it.
They've been infiltrating for the longest time.
For the longest. Exactly.
In the most subtle ways that the U.S. has not
I was like, dude,
catched on to.
the U.S. really, like, you're gonna shoot down their balloon. They have a fucking network called TikTok that every fucking American person in the nation has.
They're already infiltrated. What the fuck are they gonna get out
Dude,
of having a balloon in the sky?
They know, like, Melania Trump's underwear, like, you know what I'm saying? They know everything, dude. They're fucking on it. They're not fucking around. So, like, for me, like, for the U.S. to shoot the Chinese balloon, to me, that's just kind of it's like like they say in Spanish, tapar el ojo al macho. And I know there's like a subliminal meanings to that. Some say that's like a homosexual term, but like, I know it from the non-homosexual term, which is like, it's just you're blindfolding the situation.
And it's so dumb, dude. The U.S. is making it making it an unstable situation for just to be fucking assholes, dude. What's the reasoning? Why do we have to do that? Like, we already know, like, U.S. has already they've been slowly getting fucked by China.
It's testosterone, man.
Dude, yeah, no, it's all greed, and they just want they want to cause a fucking war.
So you got an old shit in office, right?
Yeah.
The man could barely talk. He could barely move. So, like, dude, for China, this is a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, well, this guy's barely able to run his fucking nation. So this is the best chance to infiltrate. Now, I'm not the biggest advocate for Trump. Like, I do like a lot of it, I like a lot of his ideas, a lot of his way of speaking and everything. Like, the man is very well-rounded when it comes to comebacks and Twitter. No, but, like, in all seriousness, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if, like, the media will publicize the foolish things he does. But if you, like, look at, like, if what he's saying is real, if you look at his videos where he's straight up throwing the NATO alliance under the bus, and he's straight up, like, putting the business out there, their secrets, like putting Hillary Clinton's business out there. I mean, the guy's a fucking warrior, dude. The guy's a revolutionary.
He's doing whatever it takes to put himself in a better position.
Yeah, of course.
But at the same, like, so I get it, because he's being honest about the bullshit that these people are spewing towards us, like all these politicians. Just because, dude, if you're a person that comes from a state of reality, you should be able to smell the bullshit of a politician. And I don't get it, dude. I don't get why people are so fucking sold on them, dude. I hate it. I can't stand it.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not trying to say I'm a scholar. I'm super intelligent. You know what I'm saying?
You're a gentleman
I'm trying.
and a scholar. Yeah.
I'm a fucking. I'm like a brute. I do labor, whatever. I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm very curious. I'm very interested. So like, I've been reading this book called The Prince by Machiavelli, right? So dude, one thing you gotta understand, this book is it's been used in every great empire, every great nation, every fucking leader. Mostly every leader, dude, has read The Art of War or fucking if the general of the United States hasn't read The Art of War, that should concern you. Cause dude, this is one of the oldest uh plays, like football plays. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's like the Bible of war.
It
Yeah.
is 100%. You know why, dude? Because it's written through experiences that happened already in war. So it's already a definitive diagnosis of
Like
war.
strategic plan.
Yes.
Of
What
how
went wrong with this general? What went right? That's what that book is. So if a general doesn't read that, they're gonna make the same mistake that the dummy made, or they're gonna, by luck, make the right choice that the winner made. So what I'm trying to get at is The Art of War and The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli, right? And a lot of smart people, a lot of intelligent ass people, people that have a purpose, have read The Prince by Machiavelli. For example, Tupac. It all starts kind of unfolding and making sense. Now I get it. Tupac was very young and shit, but like it all starts making sense when you're like a revolutionary. That's just something you have to kind of acquire, right? And I think it all makes sense why Trump is the way he is as a politician, which I'm sure he's read that book because a lot of successful people have read that book. I think he's a Machiavellian. So a Machiavellian is a politician. This is mainly a book for politicians. It preaches that, and some people associate it with like being a psychopath, right? But Machiavelli, dude.
Well, you have to kind of like a sociopath, kind of like kind of or narcissistic.
Dude, it's because I think it's a mix of all those.
Yeah.
Because you have to become manipulative. You have to be like seductive for your own interest. You just have to be the most cunning person. You have to be like a traitor. You have to be a fucking wolf. Even more a lion, dude. And probably even a wolf, because you're just, you're really trying to find any opportunity you get to seize the fucking moment. And dude, you know what that means, dude? To me, dude, being a Machiavellian, you're selling your soul.
Yeah.
Because you're giving up all principles of being a righteous, good person. But, I mean, do you want to be a winner or do you want to be a loser? And it's crazy because that book, that's what that tells you. It tells you like, hey, obviously Jesus wasn't a Machiavellian. Machiavelli wasn't around that time. But Machiavelli will tell you like, in reference, like, Jesus didn't win, dude. He lost. And the role tries to tell you to be a good Christian. You know what I'm saying? Or be a good religious person.
And the road of a Christian is long and hard.
It's martyr. It's being a martyr.
Yeah.
It's just it sucks, dude. It's unfortunate.
It's a difficult road, yeah.
I think if you can integrate both Machiavellian and Christian values or Muslim, like any good top tier religion in the world, if you can integrate both of those, dude, you would be what they would call the wolf in sheep's clothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're able to integrate them both. But the problem is some people go too much one way and then others go the other way. So you're either too good or you're either too bad. You have to be in the middle. So whoever can master that, dude, is the next fucking hero of the world. Like straight up would be like probably more impactful than Jesus was because he can integrate both. He could be fucking cunning, good and bad, and all at the same time. Trump, he had to read that book because in that book it says a successful politician, dude, doesn't say the truth. They lie and they create scandal. They create scandal and
that's what he did, dude.
they create scandal and they execute. So like they'll know how to like. So you have to execute some to win others. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's exactly. I mean, Does that ring a bell? Does that sound like Trump to you a little bit?
Yeah.
The scandal,
Ever
the
since
lying, but
there was talks of him running in office, that dude, it was instant. Like just from his name coming into um possibilities of becoming a president or running for office, that boom, that got the ball rolling. And then he came in with his craziness and just not giving a fuck attitude, and yeah, that just made the media outlets go nuts with the fucking
dude, Trump has been a
scandal.
Machiavellian since the 80s, bro, 90s.
Well, yeah, dude, all the shit that he's built.
Yeah, exactly. So check this out. So
I don't agree with the way he did it. I'm sure he
no one's
fucked
gonna
over,
agree.
He fucked over a lot of people,
dude.
Yeah.
Anyone that's extremely wealthy, I'm telling you the truth, has fucked over every middle class and poor class dude out there. But let me tell you this: he got away without paying with not paying taxes for years, dude. And off not paying taxes, he's created a huge empire just from the tax break. You know what I mean?
That too, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like, what do? Okay, Machiavellian, right? You're cunning. You seize opportunity or whatever. And what do? You blindfold it. You start doing all these nice little gestures. Rockefeller's done it.
Mafia type shit, yeah.
Yeah, like you give back to the community. It's that Robinhood Theory. You give back to the community. You make them think like, hey, we're on your side. Don't worry, I'm not robbing you guys. And yes, like in a very imminent fashion, they're not robbing you. But when you look at chronically, they're fucking robbing you because you're the taxpayer, and they're getting away with not paying taxes. So technically, they are kind of fucking you, realistically speaking here. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy, he plays a persona, dude, and that's all it is. That's what I'm saying. You can't be mad at the guy.
No.
The guy is strategic. He's got to be smart for him to have all this knowledge on how to make the right moves and all that. I know from the beginning.
Like you said, he's a wealthy guy, so he's obviously not an idiot.
Dude, he used the. I think, my opinion, I feel like, and like I said, I don't really give a shit about politics too much, but I give a shit to where it concerns me because it should concern everybody. That's just like realistic, bro. Our generation, everyone's like, I don't give a fuck. They're gonna take my money anyway. I'm like, no, dude, you should give a shit. It does matter for you to know, like, you know what I'm saying. You gotta know who the fuck is behind the desk, dude. You have to know what kind of person he is, what he's doing. Like all these people, like, I don't care, it's Biden, dude. Look at all the bad shit that's happened with Biden already. Fucking China's gonna fuck Taiwan.
And dude, just seeing the videos of this fucking guy, the way he talks, and you could tell he's not mentally here, dude. Like he's an old man. Like
he's open for manipulation, dude, and that's so devastating.
He's not running the country; it's the people that are in his office under him,
and that makes it so fishy, dude.
Yeah.
If the people really cared about America, this country, like the Democrats and shit, the people behind him, why are they allowing all this shit to happen globally? Dude, you gotta understand, America is fucking top tier, dude. They're number one. You know what I'm saying? Now, I get it. It sounds very cliche to say that shit, and I know a lot of people will fucking challenge that, especially foreigners. They fucking hate America.
What do they call it? The powers or
I don't know.
Of the world, like
the elite, or
no, I'm saying like when it comes to countries, like it's U.S., Russia, China,
the
right?
Superpowers.
It's like superpowers, yeah. So U.S. is like they're one of the superpowers of the world
for sure.
So I think they could really handle shit better. But
dude, America, dude, I don't give a shit.
I love this country.
What they say, bro, but, yeah. It is. I'm telling you, bro. Going to Mexico was a huge wake up call to me, because, bro, like. The only people fucking up America is ourselves. Like, I get it. There's a system that could be against you and shit. But if you try to educate yourself, if you try to better yourself, you start changing the statistics one at a time. You tell your buddies, hey, dude, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. You got to unify. Once you start unifying, dude, and you start creating that unity, and then you go from being one person to being a community. And once you're a community, dude, like, the sky's the limit. That's when you start, doing shit. And
that's why, like, and we've talked about it before, but that's why, like, that's why there's a lot of Jewish communities that have stuck together and have created a lot of wealth and like, yeah, and owning property and owning corporations.
Exactly.
And, dude, they were smart. Like,
they knew the handbook.
Yeah,
and they're not wrong for that.
No, you're not gonna
power
win.
to them.
There's no winning the race. Like, I think people, and it's a big flaw, I think, in Hispanics, in blacks, in like minorities, that I feel like the moment that we get this like success or something, we want to keep it to ourselves. And it's a selfishness.
Check this out,
and
though.
It's a selfishness that people shouldn't have. We should be able to, you know what? Hey, you know what? Let's do something. Hey, me and you, we got this amount of money saved. Let's invest it in something, and let's do something about it. But I think people get like, yeah, they get fucking greedy, dude. It's easier said than done. But yeah, you have to realize when you're in that moment and have like a good, you have to have morality, dude, and not just be selfish.
Yeah, but you see, this is where obviously I always got to come through with some sort of conspiracy theory, right?
Go for it.
So, like, I've heard hood tales, you know what I'm saying? Guys from the hood that grew up with blacks and were, you know, with the gang bangers like that, and they knew about shit. And, you know, there's a lot of tales that come from the hood, you know what I'm saying? So one of them was that, I guess, like, there was a lot of communities, a lot of black communities doing really, really well back in the day, like in the 80s or 70s. I don't know, when was the Black Panther era?
You want me to check on my phone?
I mean,
I
if
don't
you
want
want,
to fuck up.
you could check while I explain this.
Yeah.
Moral story: Black Panther era, dude. The black community was coming stronger than ever. They were fucking coming in strong. They were starting to buy properties, and you know, build a community. Like I was telling you, they were starting to unify. And according to hood tales, when that started happening, that's when, you know, it is believed that the CIA or the DEA, like all those agencies, dude, that probably exist now in their baby form, they started infiltrating the black communities, and they started introducing them to drugs and drug dealing and making them become addicts. They say that's where the crack babies come from, because the government infiltrated black communities when they were at their strongest. So how they do that? They introduce them to greed. Like, no, why are you building communities with your black brothers? Why not sell dope? Why not sell coke? Why not sell crack? You'll make way much more money. You don't gotta share the wealth, you know. You just, and it's never ending money. That's just a hood tale, though. I don't know if it's true or not. It could be false. I mean, I'm just saying this is the tale, right? The black communities were at their strongest, like right after that whole Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
So they were really thriving, and
they were starting to thrive, dude. Like, from what I understood, they were starting to buy properties, opening up businesses. Like, the black community was coming up big time, dude. But government didn't want that. Now, it's a conspiracy theory, but it's pretty believable if you look at the times. 70s and 80s, dude, like, there was still huge racism. If I'm not mistaken, dude, like, the 70s was probably when they first, like, stopped doing those racist laws and shit. And even in the 90s, dude, you know, even Chicago was very racist in the 90s. Like, you had KKK rallies in Marquette Park.
Yeah.
In Marquette Park. That is the blackest park in Chicago. Dude, and there was KKK rallies. So what I'm trying to get at is that, is it true that the government infiltrated the black community and degraded it, and they, like, you know, they gave them this whole illusion, like, no, you guys can't make it. We're stopping you, you know, like, do this, do that. And ultimately gave them that outcome that they have right now. Blacks killing blacks, you know, the whole violence going on in with black Chicagoans and shit. You know, and I don't know if this is the same for Hispanics, but clearly you could see that is an issue with us too, bro. Like,
yeah, because we're in the neighboring communities. Like,
yeah, and we're beefing with each other, and we're part of the whole situation too. Like, who sells more drugs? Which gang is selling the drugs? Which gang wants to control which territory is selling drugs? And it's just like, dude, this whole gang bullshit, dude, it's not even about, oh, you kill my brother. No, dude, it's about this guy on top, you know, and he wants his shorties, his crew, to distribute his goods. And then there's a other leader on the other side doing the same thing. It's a mini cartel, dude. That's really all it is in Chicago.
Oh, and now cartels are are involved with these gangs.
Oh, dude, the cartels are the ones that really, really put the gangs on the map. Cartels really gave gangs a purpose bigger than what it was before. And I'm not saying it's a good purpose. It's a terrible purpose.
Because I feel like gangs, the initial, like when the culture started, is it safe to say that it was started in California? No, right? Because, I guess the most famous gangs were like the Bloods and the Crips.
So and they all started around the same time, I think. Okay.
Because when that stuff originated, like the whole gang creation, and it was like supposed to be like a brotherhood. There was no guns and type of shit like that, right?
It was like, for example, like you described it, like the Jewish trying to thrive, trying to work together, trying to unify.
Yeah.
And that's all unification gone wrong.
But you think so in that era, in that time, say like when the Black Panther originated. So it was the Black Panther Party. That's what I'm reading from my phone. For self-defense, was founded in October 1966 in Oakland, California, by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, who met at Merritt College in Oakland. It was a revolutionary organization with an ideology of black nationalism, socialism, and armed self-defense, particularly against police brutality. So
look, I gotta say, dude. Yeah. So the victors write the history, right? That sounds very dictatorship. It sounds, and look, I'm gonna say the truth. You know, no offense to my black friends or anything like that, but I don't like the whole black power shit. I really fucking hate it, honestly.
I don't like it. I don't like any race doing that.
Any race doing no, we're the best. Like fuck that, dude. Because that's bullshit.
Because we're literally acting just like KKK.
Exactly.
We're acting like
that's being racist
in itself. Yeah.
That is racist, dude. It's racism. Why is it racism? Because you believe your race should be above others. Now, I get it. The reason why it looks a little bit less worse from the blacks is because like they're not preaching like yes, black power and fuck Mexicans, and
no, they're not doing that.
There is some sort of conflictual thing between the black power and the white power, you know, because of history.
That's true. So I feel like the not to interrupt you, but the when that whole thing is done and the black power thing, I feel like there is, and I think it's a minority thing, dude, too. Like, because from a Hispanic standpoint, obviously we both have friends that are white.
Yeah.
Good friends. They're always going to be friends of ours. But, like, I think there's always a fucking, like,
a support for your own race. Or
there's, like, a distrust when it comes to, I don't know. I feel like there's always going to be, with somebody you don't know that's of the opposite, or of a different race, there's going to be a distrust. Or when it comes between Hispanic versus white, black versus white, Asian versus white, I feel like there's always going to be some type of, I don't know how to explain it, dude. There's like an inferiority.
Right. Everybody is born a little bit racist. Well, not necessarily that. Let me correct myself.
This is a tough subject, dude.
No. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It could be misinterpreted. I don't care. It's straight to the point. Everyone is born not being racist, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But you know, it comes down to this. Your family, who do they hang out with by nature? And it's just as speaking for Hispanics, and I've seen it with the blacks too, bro. I've seen it with the whites. Specifically, I've seen it with the Asians, 100%. The Asians are actually pretty racist if you think about it. They really stick together. They really stick together. And you know what? Like that's fine if they want to stick together. That's fine, dude. As long as you're not hurting anybody or harming anyone or violating anyone's human rights, that's fine. But what I'm trying to say, it's just the way the world's been built, and you know, like I said, it's divided by nationality, and then it's divided by race, and it's divided by family. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of something that is taught to you indirectly. Now, obviously, there's a lot of white folks which were racist, and do you understand? Like, a lot of the white kids that you know, their great grandpa, dude, they wouldn't sit next to a black person. It's just the fucking truth. So like they're making a huge leap in humanity to be your friend because their great grandfather probably wouldn't support that. So it's like a slowly evolving into a unifying state, right? But
Yeah.
it does start with one person, bro. That's why like conservatives, they kind of hate that whole liberal shit because, and this is racist conservatives, because I'm gonna tell you the truth, Mexicans are pretty conservative if you think about it, which is kind of a double-edged sword because they're kind of the same way. A Mexican dad doesn't want their daughter with a black dude, or vice versa. It's just the fucking truth.
Yeah, dude.
Unfortunately, and blacks, dude, they don't want their kid with a Mexican either. Unfortunately, it comes to that. The whole interracial stuff, it becomes conflictual between the races for some reason. Your first thing is like, oh, my son's gonna marry a Mexican chick. They're gonna share the culture that they already know, and blah blah blah. Now, when your daughter or son start marrying an Arabic person or like a black person, then you start thinking like, well, what's gonna happen there? Is there gonna be a difference in culture, and is my culture gonna die there? That's where it becomes a conflict. Now, I'm not saying I give a shit about that. For me, they want to go with whoever they want, but that's what I think is going on.
And from your perspective, so because you brought up the whole thing about not wanting to like your daughter to be with a Hispanic person or with a black person, do you like when you met, say like when you met with your wife, like did you, or when like just dating in general, did you think, okay, were you even consciously thinking about, oh, I'm gonna get with and marry a Hispanic woman?
I think naturally, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You just gravitated.
So, I mean, obviously, Southside Chicago, Mexicano, bro.
Yeah.
Mexicano, 100%.
Yeah.
There's Mexicans everywhere, and so like just naturally, it's there already. That's what's on the market. But I guess my attraction was always just to that. It's just the truth.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to put you on the spot either.
No,
that's
with fine.
Me, I married a Mexican woman.
But see, so, you were around like more
other
like
cultures.
white folks,
yeah,
and other cultures, and you have had like white girlfriend and shit, and that's cool. But what I'm saying is, it's what's presented to you, I guess.
Yeah,
and
it's your environment. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's normalized to you because it's what you grew up in. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I was Mexican and grew up in an all black community, dude, obviously that's what's there. That's what I'm gonna fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's right there. That's what happened in New York in the projects. You get like a lot of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and blacks, and they all
mix.
integrate with each other because it's how you come up, dude. Like, I grew up seeing the features of Latinas and shit, and it's just something that's integrated into your way of thought. And I think that's the same thing that happens with a lot of these other people. Like, it's funny because honestly, you see a lot of interracial couples, and a lot of the times, dude, when there's like people from the ghetto, dude, I gotta say, dude, I've seen a lot of white and black couples.
Yeah.
A lot. And it's just where you come up, dude. It's where you come up. The community you come from. I think that's what causes that. It's a natural selection, bro. Because it's what's presented to you right there. So that's why, like, all these racist motherfuckers, dude, if they would have grew up in a fucking black neighborhood, they would have had a fucking black wife.
Yeah.
So it's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, it's a small town mentality. They're closed-minded. They've never seen anything other than their own race, their own skin tone.
But you know what, dude? To back them up a little bit, bro, like I said, it's really, it sucks, too, because they're grandfathered into that mentality. Their dad was dude, like I said, we're not too far from racist times. So, like, I feel like the country has actually made a huge progress on racism, dude, within the span that's been dealt with. Now, if you compare it from, like, the 1700s, okay, yeah, racism, it's been around a while.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from when it stopped officially, like, by law, And I know there's like rabbit holes to that.
It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. So like I feel like we are making huge progress. Now, like I said, I'm not a big advocate for like I feel like the news and like TV and all that is pushing like black this, black that, black this, black that. And I don't like that either. I feel like shit should be natural.
Or even when they force different nationalities into TV shows, movies. Like when I feel like yeah, it's too much of like an agenda type of thing.
Yeah, like he needs to be gay. He needs to be trans.
Yeah.
Or he needs to be a black gay trans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like why? Like
don't force it. Like
don't
all
force
this
it.
stuff should come up naturally. If things are like that are occurring more and more frequently nowadays, like people coming out as trans or just, you know, people are getting more like integrating, like people are more like races and everything, then naturally that's going to happen. But I feel like over time, like within the span of maybe I want to say 5 years at least, I've seen like that's been a huge shift when it comes to people trying to push and promote all that.
I want to give you a comparison of what flies, what doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Because obviously we grew up in Chicago. You were there too. So like you grew up around black people, bro. You grew up around Latinos and shit. And you got to understand at the end of the day, we do vibe with each other. You know what I'm saying? Although that's not what media will tell you, but it is true, bro. Like I go in black neighborhoods, they see me, they'll be like, what's up? You know, whatever. And it goes both ways. When a black goes into a Mexican community, they'll be like, oh, what's up? You know, whatever. There's a mutual respect. But
did I ever tell you, dude?
wait, I gotta tell you this though, Hector.
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Yeah,
Let me tell you the difference between what flies, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry's movies, all black. Everyone needs to be black. The grandma, the wife, the husband, the cousin, the neighbor, the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is black in that movie, and I'm not cool with that. That doesn't fly for me. I'm not gonna ever watch his movies or support him, cause that's plain racism.
Wait, so he doesn't have any other race?
Not really, bro. It's like 95-96% black cast. Wait. But let me tell you, that doesn't fly.
Yeah.
And I've already explained why. Not that I have nothing against black people, but to me that's like a
We're doing the same as the
no. Wait, that's like an orchestrated plot right there. Like, oh, it needs to be all blacks, blah blah blah. Now watch the movie Baby Boy. They're in California. They're in a black neighborhood in California, and they got a lot of black people. You know what I'm saying? That's real. I fuck with that because that's real.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
That's a real scenario. It's not a crafted scenario. It's not man-made. That is reality. You know what I'm saying? Now Tyler Perry is like, I'm gonna create black entertainment for just black people. That's, dude, beyond okay. So now you're not allowing
it's forced.
You're not allowing the black actors in your fucking movie to get all the reach they really should get. They're not really showing their artistic skills to attract the.
You're just putting them in a box.
You're putting them in a box. So that's literally, to me, in my opinion, that's you devolving your race, your people, bro. Now, Baby Boy, dude, like. Dude, they're in a fucking in a hood in California that realistically is a black neighborhood, and you'll see some SS come out. That's a realistic fucking scenario. Now Tyler Perry is bullshit, dude, and that's what I think is happening with the media. They're creating scenarios like that, and it's like, dude, you're putting your people in a box. It is like to me, it's a psychological thing that I don't know if it's head of corporate or head of Hollywood. I don't know if they're trying to do that to kind of like devolve the black people and shit, or devolve like other races. But to me, bro, I don't fuck with that, dude. I want shit to be real. I want it to be realistic. I want it to fucking make sense.
That's why I love the Wayans brothers, dude.
Yeah, dude, diverse as fuck.
Yeah. Like there's none of that type of thing where they're just trying to make it all one race as the cast.
Yeah.
I get it from the standpoint of giving these actors that somebody may have not hired them in a different role, like for a different project or something, and shedding light on them and providing them with an income. That's a good part of what that Tyler Perry guy is doing. But I think he does need to make it a diverse cast so that it's not just like, because it does become a thing like that.
That's
dude.
shady, dude.
It becomes that nationalism type
100%.
of vibe. So.
All right. Cut.
That's so funny, dude.
Cut. Action. Bravo. Bravo. Yeah, dude. I know we're talking about Tyler Perry's bitch ass, but I did want to say though, another thing, like earlier you said that we were talking about like communities they should unify, right?
Before you go that route, I wanted to tell a story, dude.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, there was one time where I went to work, and at the time I was working out of an office that was in like right in downtown on Jackson and I want to say Jackson and Morgan or something. And I took the train one day because I didn't have my car. I took the train to Union, and then I walked it all the way down to where I worked. And as I was walking, I was rushing to get to work on time. I was walking fast. I'm walking, and it's crowded. The streets are crowded because it's in rush hour. I'm walking, and there was a dude in front of me. I stepped on his shoe.
Oh.
And his shoe came off, dude.
Damn.
He was wearing like his fresh ass Jordans.
Was it snowing?
It was this really tall black dude, and he was wearing his fresh ass Jordans, and I stepped on the back of his shoe, dude, and the shoe fucking came off.
Did you run?
Dude, he turned around like this. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. And I kept walking.
So did he hit you or no?
No, dude, I was like, oh, fuck. Here we go.
Fuck, man.
But yeah, no, I was sincere in my apology. I did not mean to step on his shoe, but I understood why he would be pissed. Because, dude, come on.
Yeah.
And this was in the middle of winter.
Yeah, anybody would be pissed. He probably got a frostbite on his foot or something.
And he had fresh kicks on, dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't fuck with people's Jordans, man. That's a cardinal rule right there.
Oh, fuck. Sorry I interrupted you, dude, but I wanted to tell that story.
No, I have long rants, man. You got to just kind of stop me sometimes. I'll keep going. But, like, we're talking about, like, communities unifying, and we're saying specifically, like, I feel like blacks do have that. Dude, blacks have that more than Hispanics, bro. You go to the west side of Chicago, you see blacks, they get together. They have like a little event at the local park.
Like
that's awesome.
More unity, I think, within the people.
I think there's still way more unity with the black community. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the media downplays their unity, and I feel like it's like kind of like taken away from their advantage. So you're not showing that community value they have. You think, and that's kind of stopping them.
You think it's because they're more using the whole thing with the gangs? Because obviously with the gangs, yeah, there's gonna be killing of the same race killing each other, like same people killing each other in every race. But obviously the Hispanic and black communities is where it happens the most.
Dude, imagine this. Imagine on the news, you see the anchor saying, "Hey, remember guys, there's gonna be an event on Friday at this park, whatever," and then they show the crowd, right? And right now specifically we're talking about, like the African American people in Chicago. So like imagine the anchor's like, "Hey man, we're gonna have a crowd, right here in this park. They're gonna do a little event for the kids, and there's gonna be food for everybody, blah blah blah." And they're showing like all the black peers, like getting together and doing all these things, and let's say there's a little black kid, watching it on TV. He's thinking like, wow, like community, there's someone there that cares. That might give him hope. Now, what really happens, the kid looks at the TV. Oh, this man got killed on 63rd Street, blah, blah. And, those are probably his boys from a certain gang. And he's like, hell yeah, like either he's in the opposing gang, he's like, hell yeah, they killed that motherfucker, or he's in that position where he knew the people that got killed, and he's like, man, fuck these motherfuckers, I'm gonna avenge them. You know what I'm saying? Now you're putting him in a violent state of mind versus you preaching that community. So now one more black kid goes into violence instead of going to the unity in the community and shit and having people to support him, because there are people, bro. That shit does happen.
Yeah.
It's not talked about. So if the news talks about the violence instead of the I'm telling you, bro, what are you gonna arouse in that kid? Are you gonna arouse the anger, or you're gonna arouse the happiness when he sees the fucking when he sees the community getting together and shit? And that's what's happening with the Latinos and the blacks, dude. But with the Latinos, it's just for me. I can actually speak more on that, dude. I feel like it's just a whole lot of bullshit, and I've always told you this. Like, I love having the flag. I love representing that I'm Mexican American and shit. But I gotta say, dude, there is a lot of hate between, legit Mexicans, people born over there, or older Mexicans with younger Mexicans. There's a disconnect, dude. It's a competition. And perfect example.
It shouldn't be like that. It should be like we're all human. At the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
Scratch race, scratch what part of the country you're from, continent, regions, whatever. Like, we're all human beings. But within the black community, within Hispanics, like Mexican, like Peruvian, whatever nationality you are, like, there's got to be more of a, like, even though with generations continuing going on, they're going to lose a lot of traditional values. And I think that I don't know if it comes from, like you said, it's coming from people that are older generation that are just like, fuck that. Like,
yeah,
they don't want to deal with it. I think the fault is on both sides.
Dude. Okay, I'll give you my real life story about the Mexican disconnect between the elders and the younger guys, and then I'll give you like a very mainstream version of it too. Okay? Which one you want to hear first?
Give me the mainstream first.
The mainstream?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect example, and I've always wished that it came to light. George Lopez and Ralph Barbosa. Have you been seeing about that?
So is George Lopez hating on Ralph Barbosa?
Dude, George Lopez was upset that they were even mentioning Ralph Barbosa. So what does that tell you? That okay. So George Lopez,
he's jealous.
He's jealous as fuck, dude. So aside from his jealousy, he was preaching, why do you have to look out for others? Why do you gotta give your hand to the others? Let them learn on their own. I did it on my own. That's a bitter old shit right there, dude.
Yeah, but you gotta think the era that George Lopez came up on his own, dude. I'm sure he had probably some people that showed him, like, kind of guided him, like, mentors or stuff like that. But when it came to, especially to Latino comedians in his era and a little bit above him, like, or after him, they had no fucking support, dude.
All you're preaching to me right now is that the abuser becomes the abuser.
Yeah.
I mean, the abusee becomes the abuser.
Yep, correct.
But that's not justifiable, dude.
No.
That's still terrible.
Yeah.
So, like, he should have been like, I didn't have anyone. Dude, this Ralph guy, he's about to blow up. If not, he's already blown up.
He's been coming up. I remember seeing a clip of him maybe a year or two ago, I want to say.
And he's funny.
Yeah.
And what I love about Ralph is that he resonates with the young Mexican Americans.
The new generation, dude.
Because George Lopez will resonate with, like, old school Chicanos and shit, right? And which I still loved hearing it because it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But, like Ralph Barbosa, bro, I felt like I could have gone to school with him and been his friend. Like, that's how close I feel to him, you know? Even the same humor as that I have.
Yeah.
So it's fucking awesome seeing him. So when I hear George Lopez dissing him and saying, like, nah, fuck that. Like, why do they gotta help him? Why do they gotta help him? Like, he could do it on his own. Like, dude,
that's fucked up.
It's fucked up, bro. It don't matter what way you put it, bro. Like, if he had a hard time growing up, you know, like, as a comedian, then he should take that as an opportunity to, do it
for others.
Make it possible for others. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot more for him to gain than what actually happened to him now. He could have probably done a show with Ralph.
But, dude,
put him back on the map.
Our conversation,
he ain't shit anymore, dude.
Yeah, our conversation is coming in full circle, dude, because we were talking about, like, like, literally Latinos, dude. That's the issue, dude. We have a hard time. It's ego and selfishness of bringing the people around us up with us. Look at, for example, Joe Rogan. That guy, all the guys around him, Brendan Schaub, Brian Callen, Joey Diaz, Ari Shafir, like all those guys that are within that community, like that same group of guys for podcasts, they're huge now.
They're his homies, right?
They're his homies, but he used his platform and he brought all these people up. And they utilized whatever they got with Joe and they made it happen. Some people.
Oh, dude, them just going on Joe's show put him on the map.
Put on that, but they had to do the work.
And you can see they have the same guests.
Yeah. And they did the work, but that's the sense of community that there needs to be. With Latino comedians, especially the older generation, I hope it changes, like with guys like Ralph Barbosa.
Yeah,
I hope
sure.
that guy at some point has like a podcast or something, and then he like tries to bring up other comedians with him.
Yeah,
because he's doing the legwork. He's doing the legwork like as a comedian.
It's like Chewy said in that one episode.
What?
Like when you want to bring like your friends in the refinery, like there's one dude that goes through all the struggle, and everyone walks through his steps.
Yep.
I mean,
you got to be willing to be that Jesus Christ.
That's a hero, dude. Yeah. You have to be a hero. You have to be the stoic person. And you might not even be the Jesus Christ, bro.
No, I just use that.
That's a terrible
bad analogy.
No one wants to be the Jesus, man. I'm sorry, Jesus. I love you.
No, I'm just saying that you've gone through the suffering and the pain and all the hard work to be able to have the privilege of bringing other people into your crew and circle.
I like to see that as a hero, man. My opinion.
And that's how it should be. But I think that's a huge defect in some Latino comedians.
Oh, dude, for sure.
It's very fuck, dude. It sucks that it's like that. Because I wish it could be like, say like if we were comedians or something, and we're doing shows, and we both started at the same time doing comedy, and then for some reason you blow up, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't really blow up, but you decide, you know what? I'm gonna bring this. Hector's gonna be my opener for all my shows. Right there, you're giving me
the opportunity,
and right there, it's up to me. Okay, I need to step my shit up, and I'm gonna become a killer on stage, and then I eventually will be doing my own thing, and he won't need me as an opener anymore.
Oh, dude, there's no burden on the person helping out. Dude. All you're doing is, here, my dude.
You're giving them
a door.
The platform, dude.
Yeah, you open it, you walk through, and you do the rest.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do shit. All you're doing is allowing that person to embrace whatever skill they got. And if they don't got skill, dude, they're going to die. And that's on them.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be on the person helping. The person shouldn't be, it's like they say, you go walk the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. But you still have to morally be, you should morally feel obligated to do it, because that's, as a human being, as a good human being, you should do that. And like I said, this is what makes you a Machiavellian, dude. So like, this might seem a little sociopathic on my behalf, but I look at it this way. I'll help out this guy, and in return, and I know it's not good to look at it this way, but in return, there might be something in it for me. And I'm just hoping that this person remembers that. Now, I believe that's called mano a mano, you know what I'm saying? But
appreciate the help, yeah, and pay it forward, like return the favor, kind of, right?
Well, when you look at it this way, like this is what I'm saying, I might seem a little sociopathic, because then I'm kind of using someone else for my own personal gain, but like not necessarily like that, because if I see them getting gain out of me too, then dude, fuck yeah, we both eat bread, you know what I'm saying? Like we're both good. But yeah, dude, I mean, with this whole George Lopez situation, I guess what I could tell you is that I'm not a fan anymore. He lost me, dude. I'm done. And it's funny because I literally brought him up in like Adam's episode. Oh, George Lopez, and I was like, man, fuck George Lopez, dude. He's a bitch, dude. He's a bitch for that. And I supposedly he apologized, but it's like, really, dude? Like, your apology, in my opinion, his apology don't mean shit anymore, bro, because he's only feeling the guilt from the loss of his followers and shit.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of fans,
a lot of
dude.
Heat, yeah, because of it. Dude, and I think he's just not in a good place then. He's just mentally, think about it, he's probably in his early 60s already, and he's
probably already about to be 70, no?
He's not that old. It's
really?
Just his face. He looks older than what he is. But I want to say he's in his early 60s. If not, he's barely 60. And I think, yeah, he's already realizing, okay, like this is like comedy thing, it's already coming to an end for me, you know? Like it's not
getting him anywhere anymore and shit.
Yeah, like
He just started a new show, though, I think.
yeah, he has a show with his daughter.
Was gonna flop now. He really fucked up.
Yeah, he fucked up, but
I'm telling you, he could have really given this guy wings, Ralph Barbosa, and dude, Barbosa,
gotta
I'm
play
sure he
a-
would have put him on, dude.
play along to get along, dude.
Yeah, dude, you gotta just blend in sometimes.
Yeah, like I understand like his ego, and because he was considered in Latino comedy the best.
You think so?
Yeah, dude. George Lopez.
What about Paul
He-
Rodriguez? Was he that good or no?
Paul Rodriguez has always been
What about Polo
a good
Polo?
comedian.
Sheesh.
So that's one I
Damn.
never listened
That's
to.
Mexican, right?
Yeah. And that's a whole nother
That's not like Chicano comedy.
no, it's different. Like the vibe is, I'm sure, is
That's
different.
crazy. But I do like Polo Polo. I think he's cool.
So in Mexico, that's probably like the guy that's like the godfather of a lot of
That's like the Richard
comedians.
Pryor of
Maybe
Mexico.
Mexican comedians.
Damn, that's crazy,
Maybe?
bro.
I don't know. I never listened to him.
Yeah, he has some funny shit. I listen to him. He's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
for when it comes to like Hispanic or Mexican comedians, the one, and is he Mexican? I think he's Mexican. Franco Escamilla.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
listen to some of that.
that's like one of he's like a top tier.
But I feel like he's modernized.
he is like,
Because, dude, if you listen to like Polo Polo, it's like those motherfuckers, dude, they play mind tricks on you, dude.
Oh,
And
yeah?
their jokes, you actually have to think like, what is he really trying to say? It's like albur. Remember I told you what albur is?
it's like poker, no?
No, it's called picardia. It's like you're no, dude. Albur is
You're like, poker.
yeah. Get your casino ass out of here, boy. Get your gambling ass out of here, boy. No, dude. It's albur is like it's like a literally I would honestly call it a whole other language within Spanish.
But
Mexican
it's all
Spanish,
Is it subliminal or
It's
what?
all subliminal. And it's all like comebacks and it's all sexual. So it's like I'm burning you. It's like me saying that's what she said, but way more complicated, way more complex, way more funny, way more interesting. And I feel like Polo Polo has 100% integrated that into his comedy, which is what makes it so fucking Mexican, bro. Because you go to the AF, bro, you go anywhere in Mexico, dude, like, there's ladies that'll fucking rip your asshole open with that shit. They'll make you look like a fool, dude. And you won't even know it. You think they're talking to you? No, you think they might have told you a regular ass
So
sentence
it's
and
saying
shit?
things with doble sentido type of thing?
Yeah.
Or like double meaning?
Like, it's like if I were to tell you, like, let's say I'm a lady, right? And I'm cooking in Mexico, right? And I'm selling you food. And I tell you, like, oh, te saco los frijoles? And you're like, oh, see. Like, you're not thinking it.
You're thinking an innocent.
You're
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, she's going to give me beans. She's saying can she fucking and take out your shit.
Yeah.
She said, can she get the shit out of you? By,
Yeah.
That's what she's trying to say. But she just totally fucked you and embarrassed you. And everyone's like, ay, la pendejo. And you're like, what? I thought I was going to get beans. No, dude, she just fucking played you, bro.
Yeah,
And that's that kind of humor that it's just very like,
that is a
it's
Mexican
poetic
thing,
as
dude.
fuck. I mean, I gotta say, it's very technical. It's very creative, and I think it should be more. People might hate me for this, but I feel like it should have been more mainstream by now. But then again, I think that's maybe one of those things that you don't want to be mainstream. Like it's just one of those things that it's just meant to be for the people, not for the corporate.
So you said that guy stayed. It was pretty underground. Like it wasn't. It
Oh.
never hit mainstream.
Polo Polo.
Yeah.
I think Mexican mainstream, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, if you start watching his comedies, dude, you will be lost 90% of the time. If you don't know what albur is, which you didn't know what it was, you're gonna be lost for quite a while.
So you gotta be you gotta have the.
You gotta be witty as fuck for that.
Not only witty, but be familiar with the sayings in
With
Mexico,
the concept.
and yeah, it's the way of people speak. And obviously, yeah, we've been around people like that in our lives.
Dude, working construction, God,
You mastered it.
I would get pissed. I'm like, why is he telling me that? It makes no sense. And everyone's just like, pinche pendejo. And I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? Like, oh, why are you saying chupas? I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's like if I say like, oh, they're like, oh, ¿qué traes de comer? I'm like, oh, chorizo. And they'll be like, chupas. Like saying like I suck chorizo.
Yeah.
That's albur. And they're just constantly getting you. Actually, one of the ones that did that to me all the time was my uncle.
Yeah.
My tío Yare. That dude was always doing that shit to me.
There's just people. I obviously it's not. They do it out of insecurity too. They're just roasting people. Yeah.
No,
That's
no, no,
That's
no.
what comedy comes from.
And
dude.
I gotta say, I don't even feel. I feel like, I feel like Mexicans. It's all just fun. It's all just fun. Like they're just trying to have fun. I don't even think it has anything to do with insecurity. I think actually you'd be the insecure one for getting offended.
Yeah.
Because all they're doing is just poking fun at you. Like they're not saying you really suck dick, dude. They're just saying like, haha, like
They got you with something.
like,
you
haha,
said.
you suck
yeah.
dick. But like fucking around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you really suck it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it's like, haha, you fell in the trap. It's like, hey, look down here, boom,
Yeah.
got you. That's all it is, dude. It's fucking funny as fuck. But like I said, hopefully, I mean, maybe there'll be a comedian, but for Americans or Mexican Americans to really tap into that, I don't think so, man. I think that's gonna stay in Mexico forever, dude. Which is
Yeah.
kind of cool with sacred grounds, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Very, very interesting.
It's cool to see, dude. Like especially like on Netflix, I feel like a lot of his Latino comedians were able to come up and like show like a different type of comedy. And I think that Netflix kind of did a thing where it was like comedy of the world, and it was like different specials of like 30-minute segments of different comics from all over the world. And it's cool to see, like say like an Indian comedian or Hispanic comedian, an African comedian, like it's a different perspective and different style of comedy.
Oh, dude, every culture has different things, different things that they have their own style. Like even, I know this is off topic a little bit, but like even like Japanese anime and shit, like they have their own style. Like, I mean, I don't want to say it's all this, right? But they'll be like even adding like some BDSM type of shit or like just like shit like that. You're like, oh shit, and they all kind of like do it. It's just kind of crazy. Like you watch a couple shows and you're like, they all kind of have the same sort of. Like